I spent years trying to be loved by everyone. I never lived fully. I never enjoyed fully. I never loved myself in the way I loved others. I never understood myself in the way I understood other people. I spent my 18 year only trying to impress other people. I lost myself completely because I was constantly seeking outer validation. I wasn't aware of myself fully, that who I am actually are, what I exactly want to do with my life. I never thought about my goals, about my peace, about my happiness. I was just constantly trying to impress other because I was not confident. I never fully expressed myself. I was constantly begging, I was constantly chasing, and I used to cry a lot just for their support and their time. And I was like living in delusional where I was lost, like there was just dust, and I was unable to see clearly that what exactly going on in my life. And I was so much unaware of my own life, that what's going on. Those years are just like, that wasn't me, that was someone else. This is the biggest regret of my life. And whenever I think like why I spent my 18 year with wrong ones, those were never truly mine. I was living delusional that people are mine, and I used to depend on things, on people, on outer things. That was the case. I lost myself fully. Now I now I understood one thing, that I was wrong, and that was my biggest mistake I ever made in my life, because people, circumstances, and those kinds of things I used to do wasn't case of my happiness. I ignored my inner voice a lot, and I used to think peace is only exist in outer things, like posting random pictures on social media, having best friend, having loving partner, and lots of money, and going for trip. Those things are the case of happiness, but I was wrong. I don't know who you are and where are you from. I just want to tell you one thing, that never ignore your inner ways, never sacrifice your peace, and never sacrifice your goals for anyone, because these things are very precious in our life. And you know what? This is my biggest lesson. So I just want to tell you, no matter who you are younger than me, older than me, and you are also in your teens. But lessons, life lessons are very important. Whatever I realized, I just said to you, because I realized very deeply that material things, people, and show off can't give you true peace. This is just a lie we are telling to ourselves constantly, that peace is exist outside. No, I'm just telling you the truth of my life, what I used to do. I used to lie to people that I am fully obsessed with myself. I love myself unconditionally, and I don't care about other people, what other people think about me. And I'm confident. That confidence was fake, and I used to lie to myself, and I used to cheat myself. But I realized one thing, that peace is not exist outside, that is always exist inside of me. So no one can save me, no one can understand me, and no one can love me fully in the way I can. Only I can save myself, only I can work for myself. People only can suggest, they can only give us advice, but no one is going to work for us. This is our own responsibility, that in which way we are going to show up for ourselves every single day. Because if you are lying to others, and no matter we are lying to ourselves, we are just going to cheat ourselves. You know what? I'm extremely grateful for those people who broke my trust, who left me, and I'm grateful for those days when when I was completely in desperate feeling. I used to feel like I'm nothing without other. But because of them, I'm realized now I can see clearly everything. Because there was just dust and I was unable to see clearly what exactly is going on in my life. But now I'm completely alone, and now I don't need other people to make me feel special about myself. I'm just living my life. I'm at completely peace and I'm living my best life. Because those days were full of stressful when I used to complain, when I used to blame, when I used to make excuses, when I used to procrastinate a lot. I realized one thing, that those all things are related to me, are coming back to me. This is nothing to do with other people. This is like I'm just going to cheat myself, I'm just going to lie to myself. And I can't blame anyone, there is no fault of anyone. This is my own fault and I accepted it fully. Are we constantly running from my true self, that who I exactly are? And you know what? I used to ignore uncertainty, uncomfortable feeling, and I used to think I can't live alone, because alone means there is something wrong within me. But I was wrong. And now I'm not thinking about other people, what they think about me, how they behave with me, but I'm just constantly trying to work for myself. My 2025 was full of lessons, and I'm grateful for those lessons, people and circumstances, and those bad days. Because of them I become strong, wiser, and more authentic. And authenticity is peaceful than anything else, because show off always creates more suffer. When we show off and when we don't live fully for ourselves, when we constantly ignore our true self, that we exactly are, and when we try to impress other, when we try to make them special about themselves, so like we are constantly losing our true self, that we are not actually are, just because of their pleasing. We want to become slave of their happiness, and we just want to see them happy. So I used to do these kinds of things a lot, but now I'm completely overcome from all kinds of things, so I'm living my best life. I just want to tell you one thing, that never lose your authentic self, never lose your true self, because people, circumstances and time can change anytime. So we have to learn to belong to ourselves, that what makes us happy and what give us peace, everything we should know about ourselves. So we have to work for ourselves, we have to accept ourselves as we exactly are. And when we truly love ourselves, then we are going to understand everything clearly. Because I don't think so people can love you fully, people can understand you fully, people can just give you advice, they can suggest you, they can give you sympathy, but they can never tell you that who you exactly are. This is your own responsibility, and no one is going to take that kind of responsibility. This is your goal, this is your life, and this is your work. So you have to take this kind of responsibility, because if you are going to depend on people, on outer things, you are never going to be happy, because those things can't give us permanent happiness, permanent peace. Peace is only exist inside of us when we truly know that who we actually are at the deepest level. As people can't give you something without any reason, there is a something hidden there, they are hiding from us, and we understand it truly, but we are not going to accept it, because world is not going to accept authenticity. If there is no drama, if there is no complicated things, it means you are boring. There is something should be interested, and there should be show off, therefore people are going to accept. But if you are going to become more authentic, more true, then people are going to say to you one thing, that no, the way you express yourself, the way you work, your goals, your personality, I don't like it, but who cares? I really don't care about you, what you think about me. For me, my peace is the most important, precious thing for me, so I'm going to choose my peace over anything. Listen to your inner voice, never ignore it. Because I ignored a lot, and now I understand how it feels when we truly ignore our inner voice. Your inner voice will tell you exactly what's going on in your life, what you have to change, and what you have to accept. For example, after talking to someone, if you are feeling confusion and you're constantly overthinking and you are constantly in doubt, that means that person, that job is not meant for you, because right people and right job will never make you feel uncomfortable, and you will never feel doubt, because it's going to give you positivity and you are going to feel secure. But if something is not meant for you, it will always give you some reasons for doubt and overthinking. So follow your gut instinct and listen to your heart. That is a pure and real thing you can follow. Promise yourself that you are going to love yourself fully, you are going to work for yourself, you are going to choose your peace over anything, and you are not going to depend on someone. I don't know what you have observed from social media, but I only realized one thing, and that is my life lesson, that if you depend on someone for love, for support, for your problem, and for your happiness, you are never going to happy, because people can't give you true happiness. This is only exist inside of you. People only can give us advice, people can suggest us, people can give us sympathy, but they can't feel those things we are feeling. They are doing their best, but we have to take actions for ourselves. This is our responsibility. Like, if we get hurt by accident, so doctor can give us medicine, but doctor is not going to feel that kind of pain. In the same way, people can suggest us, but they are not going to work for us. We have to take that kind of responsibility. We have to work for ourselves. We have to love ourselves fully. And this is the best thing you can do for yourself.